Last video of the night. I am tired, y'all. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm playing catch up. I just got finished reviewing a show that I did not think I was going to review. What else did I do? I just got finished doing an adult topic video. Oh, shoot. I still got to do a Temu unboxing. So, Lord knows, we're going to be up to like 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. But we do got to get this situation out the way. Eboni K Williams, honey. What are my thoughts on Eboni saying that she wouldn't date a bus driver, this, that, and the third? I can say she could have presented it better. The way that she said it was a little bit tacky. But she has the right to say that. And now for the black women who was caping, it's like, I didn't get it. Iyanla Vanzant talking about, you know, she's already successful. And, you know, as long as a man has just good qualities and everything else. And that's true to a certain extent. It's like if the person has good qualities, you shouldn't just overlook all of that. If they meet your check marks or whatnot, you shouldn't automatically disqualify a partner if they're not making the same amount of money as you. But on the flip side is, does that person have the potential to eventually get up to that level? Because at the end of the day, short of being a millionaire, now granted, give nuance, darn going, Iyanla Vanzant actually is a millionaire. So theoretically, she could carry a man if she so choose. But note that you will be playing the position of a sugar mama, honey. And not everybody wants to play the position of a sugar mama. It's like, if you are a woman, you have the right to darn go and practice in hypergamy. Why, when it comes to black women are the only ones that feel like, you know, we got to carry a man. Like every other race gets the darn on practice in hypergamy, where they get to seek out a man that makes more than them, no matter how much money they making. Like, it's no surprise that a housewife, you know, goes after a rich, you know, white athlete or actor or whatnot. But as soon as a black woman does it and denies a guy that makes $50,000 a year, all of a sudden she's darn going to take. Like, DJ Envy really got in his feelings. DJ Envy went off on Eboni K Williams and darn going was just going in talking about, well, you don't know, there's darn going plumbers making 6 figures. Okay, and that still pales in comparison to a bitch that makes 7 figures. You talking to somebody that makes $1 million a year. So you darn going saying the plumber makes 6 figures. Yeah, that puts him in like the top 20% of American income earners, but she's in the top 1%. So she still has the right to practice in hypergamy if she so choose. Dating somebody that makes $100,000 a year as a plumber, that's a good darn thing for the average person. 50% of Americans make $50,000 or less a year. So for the 50%, that would be a darn come up. But for her, it would be a step down. And she does not have to darn settle for less in the financial department. Even if the person is humble and is able to have good qualities. It's like, does the person have the potential to own their own plumbing business? Like, those are the questions that we need to ask. Okay, the person drives a bus. Do they plan on owning the darn great? Do they got stock and stuff on the side? Do they invest in forex trading or Bitcoin or anything that would get them to that level? You know, having multiple streams of income. Because I'm not saying that you can't be something like a teacher or whatnot, so firefighter, and not aspire to have, you know, somebody that is equally yoked to you, but they just happen to make more money than you. But at the end of the day, if that person does put the condition upon that they really need somebody to bring equal to the table, even if they don't financially need it, but just for the sake of comfort, like, because it's like if old girl wants to go on a destination travel, like to Brazil, and the cost is $12,000, somebody who makes $100,000, that's a huge darn expense. Somebody who makes $1 million, that's a drop in the darn bucket. If she wants to darn get you a darn give you a $50,000 car, could you give her a $50,000 car? That's 50% of your income. So you got to think about the dynamics like that. So it's like at the end of the day, she could have worded it different. But she has the right to doggone express that. And like I said, for the Iyanla Vanzants of the world that was giving me very much pick me tease, talking about it, because it's like, what was the reason for chastising her? Just because you want to be a sugar mama for a man don't mean that she has to. And now I'm not saying that every situation would have been sugar mama-ish, but it's like, once again, there's a middle ground to it. As long as the person has the potential to get up there, it's like, I wouldn't I would even put myself in the situation on both sides. When I get to a level where I'm making $1 million a year, could I see myself dating somebody that makes less? Yes. Because as somebody that's black who prefers to date black people, now I'm open to all races. At this point, it looks like my true love might be a white person at this point. Because it's like every time I darn gonna try it with a black person, it just don't go nowhere, honey. So maybe I might need to venture out into the world and explore my options. But in the meantime, my interest is still black. And if I was making significantly more money than my partner, whether it be she or him, it's like I would expect them to make more. I mean, make just as much money as me. Or whatnot. Not necessarily more, but I would want my partner to get to the same level as me at some point. And I don't mind investing in my partner if they are entrepreneur. If they are singer, I would say, share their content, making sure you're funding clothes, getting designers and stuff for them. Make sure the hair is, well, see, I'm an esthetician, so I would be able to keep my darn going person up as far as the beautification department, the hair, the skin, and all this, that, and the third. If my person is, let's say, a lawyer, I can't help you there. I can't help you there now, bitch. I couldn't do law school. I just say I give you good motivation. When you come home, I give you a good old foot rub. I'll make sure to have the toilet. Not the toilet, but I'll make sure to have the tub filled up for you. I'll be the cater to you, chick. To a lawyer. Same thing for a doctor. If my man is a plastic surgeon, I would darn going be advertising the business. Now, I wouldn't necessarily showcase because we give all natural over here. But to all my I'll be showcasing all of my man's darn gonna work, this, that, and the third. If my man was a fashion designer, I'll be showcasing their fashions, or whatnot. So I'll be the main one showcasing it. Instagram stories. So I would be helping them get up to the level, investing in their darn own business and whatnot. Because, sometimes it's hard for us to get funding, especially if you're in a high-risk industry. Some of the most known high-risk industries is startup restaurants, beauticians, anything dealing with musical entertainment. Those are automatic red flags to a bank. So if I seen the potential there, that the person could get up to that level, I don't mind being the investment for my person. Now, on the vice versa, which I can relate more to because I'm the broke bitch. Now, if I was trying to get with somebody who makes more money than me, I still hold myself to that same standard of, I got to concede defeat until I step my game up. Unless the person wants to make the exception for me, but they don't have the, they have the right to be like, no, I make over doggone $200,000 a year, Diva Wine. You got a hell of a personality or whatnot from what we seen of your 1,000 videos on YouTube. I do serve a benefit. As like I said, I have the bath, I have the bath water ready for you. I darn gonna give you free body waxes, chemical peel. But at the end of the day, financially, can I afford to go on a $12,000 trip? Hell no. Hell no. No. Hell no. Can I afford to darn gonna splurge and get you a Rolex? A Rolex will be like a half of my income. So it's like, no, I can't afford to give you no endless supply of Birkins if I was courting a female. A man, I can't afford to darn gonna give you a Rolex. Only thing I can afford to give you right now is plenty of darn gone hugs, devotion, like I said, foot rubs, darn going, body massage. Now, I do got some body massage, experience, because y'all know as an esthetician we are typically cross-trained as licensed massage therapists. I did not go back to school for massage therapy, but I did learn enough. And we were under the way that our school was set up, we were around massage therapists enough where we started picking up some techniques by default, even with me not having a license. So my partner would be able to get a decent massage from me or whatnots. And they would be the ones to get the happy ending as well. Because y'all know I don't do that now. That's a whole nother video within itself. The estheticians that I see out here that actually be giving happy endings with they that would be reserved for my partner only. So my partner would gonna have the benefit of me going being in some sexy lingerie, my body oiled up and everything else. We freshly going cleaned out if it's a male or whatnot, or maybe a female that might want to peg a girl. Like I said, I am pansexual, so but or they're cleaned out for me or whatnot, because a girl does top from time to time. So it all depends on whatnots on what my partner situation is. Like I said, that's the only thing I can give you, honey. I can give you doggone good tight booty. I can give you doggone awesome deep and hell of a doggone sex positions. I can doggone cook. I can pretty much I do everything that Cardi B doesn't do. I cook, I clean, and I got a doggone mean Glock gang, buddy. That's the only thing I can tell you. I can doggone do your hair. If you film, I can do your makeup to a certain extent. Now, granted, I don't do lashes. I'm going to tell you that now. I don't do dermablading or none of that. As far as, general face or whatnot, makeup application, as long as I don't have to do no lashes. Now, I would do the strip lashes. I can apply those onto somebody. I can't do individuals. I'm not trained to do darn lash extensions or none of that stuff. But your chemical peels, your darn like I said, your body wrap treatments, you'll be good. But if a person wants more than that, it's like they have the right to darn express that or whatnot. And then me personally, just as a Capricorn, I can't bring myself to even go too far with somebody that makes significantly, because I will feel like I'm darn stifling them. Number one, I would also feel like a failure in a way, because it's like if I can't get up to that level, because I'm naturally competitive, and I know that's sometimes a bad thing, but I think it's a good thing in a relationship to keep your partner up to a level where y'all are wanting to keep each other up. But it's like if the person is already there and you don't see no realistic plan for you at that moment to get up to making $300,000-$400,000 a year, it's like, is you secretly selfishly still trying to get with the person when they can get with somebody else that can really live the life that they're accustomed to or have gotten accustomed to. Because some people may not have always been of that life. They might come from humble beginnings or whatnot, and they just got into money, aka nouveau riche or whatnot. But nonetheless, whether they come from old money or they are quote unquote nouveau riche, they have the right to choose, to be hypergamous if they want to date somebody up, or, demand equal. And like I said, me personally, I even hold myself to the standard of I won't even darn embarrass myself. If I know that somebody made 6 figures, it's like I'm not going after them. Now, that being said, if somebody makes 8 figures, honey, I'll shoot my shot nonetheless and say, honey, because it's like at that point, I know that they have enough discretionary income where they can invest in me. Like I would capture their heart romantically, and they can darn because it's like your who better to be your business partner than your spouse to a certain extent. Now, I think sometimes you do need to separate business with pleasure, because that shit don't always work out with, being in business with your partners. But on the flip side, it does serve a good benefit if the person is established already in the same industry as you, because there's been a times where I've thought about getting with, you know, fellow beauticians and whatnot, and I said, honey, we could be a darn gone power beauty couple, honey. Obviously things didn't work out or whatnot, so that'll be another story time. But nonetheless, yeah, those are my thoughts in regards to Eboni K Williams. She did not say nothing wrong as far as her views. It's just she could have simply worded it differently. And all the men who are in their feelings, bitch, y'all can stay darn on man. Now, I don't know why Envy was going so hard in the paint. Like, that mug makes damn near $1 million a fucking year. Like, the shit doesn't even apply to you no more. Honey, but he was darn on so hurt or whatnot. So on behalf of all the plumbers, I was like, this goes to show that we got to do better as black people. Because it's like this caping for darn on Pookie in the damn hood. Because it's like, once again, she darn on didn't say that they wasn't shit or nothing. Now, she did sort of darn on down the Busdriver or whatnot. But it's like, she didn't really darn on, that was not her underlying intent. I would say that. She did darn on throw some shade, but her underlying intent was just to simply say, hey, I earned my way up to this level, and I don't have to darn on wait for somebody to earn up to that level. Sometimes people have the right to be darn on selfish when it comes to the darn on heart. Just because it took you some time to get up to that level, because I don't think Eboni K Williams come from an affluent family. I think she had to work hard for her money or whatnot. And, you know, she's a woman of a particular age. She's trying to settle down. I think she's pushing 40. She's trying to have kids. That's going to be high-risk pregnancy. It's like you ain't got time to darn gonna be dealing with possible fertility treatments, and you the only one flipping the bill because old boy that you dating, Mr. Bill, is the manager, but he's the manager at Mickey D's. He's not the franchise owner. And she's saying, okay, if I do date the darn going, well, at least this is where I would come from at it. It's like if I do date a manager at McDonald's, they better have a darn gone business plan drawn up to somehow own a McDonald's someday. Like, you better be getting on that type of level, or preferably multiple McDonald's. Ugh. And if you're trying to get with me, not no McDonald's at all, because, you know, that's so unhealthy. You know, invest in a black-owned, darn gone healthier business. Invest in slutty vegan. Or something like that. But, you know, still in general, business-wise, you got to think how you going to get up to that level. Now, I know how I'm going to get up to 6 figures. Soon as I darn go and get me a hold of 15K, oh, I know it's on from there. If I can just get a good 15K investment, honey, that'll be enough for me to darn go get my darn go machines that I need. That'll be enough for my advertisement. Pay my darn go booth rent up for a good 6 months. And I promise y'all, within that other 6 months, honey, Diva would make a minimum of $100,000. To the point where I'm actually drawing up a business plan, and I'm going to start approaching some angel investors, because Diva is tired of her going just being stifled, having to do customer service. Because now I'm going back to working online on the computer, doing a little customer service work. And granted, I do get paid a livable wage for that for the most part. You know, most of the jobs that I end up taking are anywhere between $15 to $25 an hour. But still, I desire more than that. For me to get up to where I want to be, I need to be making more like, instead of making $1,000 a week, I need to be making $1,000 a day. Actually, not even $1,000 a day, because that's $365,000 a year. I desire to make $1 million a year. I know that's a very aggressive goal, but I have a way to get up to that level. If not, at the minimum, if I had to settle, I'm settling for, I can live comfortable on $200,000 a year. So at the minimum, for me to get $200,000 a year, okay, $1,000 a day needs to be my goal, because after taxes and whatnot, that'll bring me to roughly $200,000 for the year. And like I said, it's just as simple as me getting a hold to $15,000. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting my business plans and stuff together. So all the guys that have been courting me, that have been up there in the tax bracket, because to give y'all a little insight, I've been holding myself back romantically, and even to the point where I've let a good person go simply behind not being where I needed to be. Um, oh my God, and this person was amazing too. I mean, he was a bit. I'm not going to tell too much of his business, but a business owner. He owned over a dozen different properties. Hella darn on sexy, lovely, darn on brown skin, darn on long dreadlocks and whatnots. Oh my goodness. And then he had a consulting firm, I believe he had. And then he had investments in several other businesses. Like, he was just that type of established. Like, his coins was up to a level where, at the minimum, I don't know his exact income, but the house alone that he lived in was a darn going $500,000 plus house that was fully paid off. He had 2 other houses as well. And that doesn't include a dozen plus properties that he has that he rents out and stuff. He got Airbnbs and everything else. And he actually darn courted me or whatnot. And I darn pushed him away simply because I knew I could not darn reach that level. So I will also say to us darn broke girls, do not darn do what I do, honey. Don't mess up your because it's like for the ones who do want to darn take a chance on you. See, I was darn in my 20s at the time when that possible relationship approached me, and I was blinded by darn entrepreneur ambitions. I was too blinded by darn wanting to have my own money, where it was like, no, I'm not going to entertain love with somebody that's established that just wants to pamper me and all these, that, and the third. And this ain't the first situation. There is plenty other ones, give y'all a little a snip. I mentioned it on my live stream about proposals and stuff of that sort. Some that I did not take seriously. Some that was a little bit serious, but it is both of those proposals were weird scenarios, honey. But yeah, regardless, I want to say all 3 of those, all 3 of those were darn affluent darn men that made way more money than me. Now, one person I denied them though because they wanted to put me in the housewife category, and they was against me darn being self-sufficient. That's another thing that you would have to worry about if you do get with somebody that is affluent, that is holding the purse strings. They darn gonna get to command everything at the end of the day. It's like if you're not bringing equal to the table, best believe that will darn gonna be to your dismay in some form and capacity. So it's like, even if I do approach somebody now, because now I'm not as strict on myself as I was in my 20s. I'm now trying to deal with that balance of trying to search for love at wherever it may be, along with still, getting to my darn goals, my entrepreneur goals or whatnot. So I'm still struggling with trying to find that perfect balance, but I now know that there needs to be a balance. I'm no longer blinded by entrepreneur ambition at the expense of my own heart. Because I spent pretty much my entire 20s not really dating like that. I've had tons of people wanting to date me or whatnot. Believe it or not, I'm not just the darn pretty face that people want to lay down. Some people actually want to darn take stuff to, a more serious level, even if they want to put a ring on it and whatnot. If you're lucky, you should have put a ring on it. But yeah, it's about finding that perfect balance for me. And I believe I'll find Mr. or Mrs. Right, or Day Right, if the person is non-binary, like my recent date. Story time on that will be coming soon. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts. Y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. See, y'all got a whole bunch of Diva wine that you didn't even expect. Like I said, when I do these stories, I don't just like to darn focus on the other person. I like to also bring myself into it in a way, because I don't want to feel like I'm just critiquing the person without being able to come from like a place of empathy. So that's why I do my darn stuff the way that I do at times. I know everybody else just focus on Eboni K Williams, but since this actually hits a little bit home to me, on the broke end of the doggone spectrum, mind you, I wanted to give a different dynamic of how it is from the broke person's perspective, you know, being pursued or trying to pursue somebody that is actually more so. Lord knows, I'm rambling now. I've only doggone pursued one person that I would say is affluent, and we ain't gonna harper on that or whatnot. So that did not work out either. But let's say I'm now, you know, open to love, like I said, wherever it may be. And note this, whoever is lucky to get with me, I will have a video out on, I will be coming up with a video on things that, you know, irritates me and things that are interesting of me or whatnot. Because I think also for you to really find true love, whether it be the plumber or the darn millionaire, darn entrepreneur, they need to know who you are and whatnot. And so another thing I want to elaborate on Iyanla Vanzant, what she said is the person having compatibility as far as being a hard worker and all this, that, and the third, and, you know, being emotionally there. I would also say compatibility. Make sure that you are somebody that can talk to your spouse. I believe that your spouse should be able to also be your best friend. It's like there are some people that you can love, and then sometimes you hate them as a friend. Like, I don't want that type of relationship. So I would also say the keys to a good relationship as well is making sure that the compatibility is there from the very beginning. Sit down and, like, this is stuff that should be happening, at least what I think should happen during the dating phase. But I see so many failed relationships simply because they tried to do the Kenya Moore route, just was looking at body and lust and you know, ticking time clock, trying to get the baby and all this, that, and the third, and not really taking time and vetting people thoroughly. So I would say, yeah, definitely vet your person thoroughly. Make sure that you're equally yoked. If you're not equally yoked, make sure the person has the potential to get there someday. If you want to go the extra mile and invest in them, and if they're up for it, all the better. Ain't nothing better than support from your closest loved one. But if not, if you want somebody that's already there, just make that known from the very beginning. I would say don't lead somebody on knowing that you wouldn't get with them or whatnot. And so I do appreciate her for being transparent and saying no from the get-go. She ain't about to beat around the bush, this, that, and third. It's like, if she know that's not really for her, why is you having people like envy trying to force something upon somebody that's not that's not of them? Like, that's just stupid to me. But anyways, y'all give y'all thoughts down below. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to wish y'all a good night. Or whatever time of the day that y'all are watching this. Right now for me it's 12:30. It's time for me to take this makeup off and call it a night.